Chapter 6. The Wicked Harvest Begins. Zivana Aga scoured the world for clues about the Defiers to help her as she worked to set them free. She captured Grymkin and pulled them apart with her claws to discern their maker's mark. She consorted with madmen who claimed that voices in the walls spoke to them unfathomable truths. She watched from a distance as witches danced and howled around blazing fires, holding crude totems of the Wanderer and the Child. She listened to the scattered prophecies of fortune-tellers and sages, hearing within them their divinations occasionally seeds of truth. Everywhere she looked, she found scraps and hints left behind by the Five. Piece by piece, the old witch pulled together her plan. With a host of minions she cajoled, bribed, and manipulated, she would build a great device to rip at the warp and weft at reality. With it, she could open a tear between worlds. The most difficult piece of the puzzle would be to find a means to communicate with the Defiers, to find the hidden patch of Urkaean they claimed as their kingdom. While she could force Grymkin to obey her will, their capriciousness was so deeply rooted in their essence that they proved useless as messengers to reach their creators. She required a mortal conduit. The solution came from the form of a young noblewoman. Driven mad by loss and grief, Lady Cariana Rose resided in an institution for the insane. Her breed of madness had drawn a flock of invisible Grymkin to her side. She treated the little things like her own children, who were now dead in the grave. The love she felt for her Grymkin was genuine, and they would do anything for her in return. Zivana Aga whispered into Lady Carian's dreams. The hopes and fears spawned by these whispers affected her Grymkin companions and were eventually perceived by the Defiers, especially the far-roaming mind of the dreamer. At times, a death was required to allow a Grymkin to return with a cryptic message to its greater masters, which seemed to the old witch a small price to pay. In this indirect way, these ancient and unknowable powers conspired through the sleeping babble of an insane woman. The old witch had other conspirators to assist her with the completion of her great machine. Foremost among them, the founder of a secretive group dedicated to investigating the supernatural. The device they built combined Zivana Aga's cunning with the power of mortal ingenuity, and its completion enabled her to crack open a gateway to hell, along which the Defiers could return to the world at last. When the time was right, Zivana Aga pierced a hole into the veil between worlds, and out of that portal strode the Defiers. They emerged with deep and primal hunger that reached down to their very souls, a burning need to fulfill the promise they had made so long ago to reap their due from the debased hearts of civilized men. The world was much changed since their banishment, but the corruption they saw resided in every corner of the land. The Defilers had much work to do, but they would not be alone. The moment the Five emerged from hell, every Grymkin in the world felt an irresistible tug. They abandoned their mischief, leaving the cruel tricks half-finished and clever traps unsprung, and journeyed to meet their makers. The wicked harvest had begun.